Hi, friends. We are going to be doing lesson 7 today in our skills book. Our first goal, aside from the EA practice that you had as the warm up, is to find adverbs in sentences. So we're going to remind ourselves of what verbs are and also of what adverbs are. So let's review some parts of speech first, okay? So hopefully you all remember what a noun is. A noun is a person, place, or thing. And remember, we talked about the other day, how a noun can be a common noun or a proper noun. Proper nouns are typically names of something, and the big giveaway is that they have a capital letter to start. Also reviewing an adjective. What is an adjective? And an adjective is a word that describes a noun. So you see the picture of the tree. Tree is a noun, and then tall is describing how the tree looks. Blue is describing the water at the beach. Okay, water is the noun, blue is the adjective. When you think about adjectives, think about your five senses. So when you smell something, the way something feels, the way something sounds, the way something smells, and I'm forgetting something else. So think of your five senses, okay? Those are usually hints to adjectives. When we talk about verbs, what is a verb? A verb is an action word. So jump, bike, look, all of those things are action words. There's something that your body can actually do. So the new part of speech that we're going to talk about, which we've kind of talked about a little bit in morning work in months past, is the adverb. And an adverb is a word that tells the action of a verb or how something is done. Okay, the action of a verb or how something's done. It's a word that can be used to describe a verb. Okay, so just like adjectives describe nouns. And then an adverb can also describe how the action of the verb takes place. So I think on our morning work, we used to write like how much, when. Those were typically hints on how we could find adverbs. So I'm going to say some short sentences, and in each sound, there's one noun, one verb, and one adverb. Okay. We're going to try to identify the adverb. So, which word describes the verb or the action that's happening? Okay. Snow melts fast. Snow melts fast. Which word tells more about the verb? Okay. How did the snow melt? Well, the snow melts fast. So fast is the adverb describing melts, which is the verb. Daisies bloom brightly. Which word tells more about the verb? How did the daisy bloom? Well, it bloomed brightly. Okay, brightly. All right, so adverbs often follow after the verbs and they describe, but that's not always the case. Not always, but a lot of the time. So let's look at 7.1 here. Let me bring up my Elmo. And activity 7.1 is on page 33 in your skills book. Let me get a pen. And I'll read these with you and we'll do a couple and then I'll let you finish the rest on your own, okay? So we're going to read each sentence. We're putting a wiggly line under the verb and a triangle under each adverb. Then draw an arrow from the adverb to the verb that it describes. Okay? So we have Jane swims fast. First, we want to know what is the verb in the sentence. What is it that Jane is doing? Jane is swimming, so that's the verb. And then we ask ourselves, well, how is Jane swimming? Jane is swimming fast. So we want to put a triangle around fast because that's the adverb. And then there's a little arrow that points there. Okay. Number 2 says, Mom bakes well. Okay. Mom is the noun. What does mom do? Mom bakes. So that's the verb. How does she bake? She bakes well. That's the adverb describing how mom bakes. Okay, go ahead and pause the video here and you can keep going with this front page and then come back to the video and we'll talk about the back page. Okay. All right. So now that you're back and you're done with 7.1, you may have noticed something about a lot of the adverbs that you put a triangle around. Um, what letters did most of those adverbs end with? Think in your head real quick. Hopefully, you came up with a lot of them ended in ly. This was another hint that we talked about in morning work a few months back on how ly is usually a good indicator that the word is an adverb. Not always, but it's a good kind of trick. Okay, now let's turn to the back and we'll finish the rest of these. Okay, so for each sentence on the back, for each set of adverbs on the back, you're going to write a sentence using that adverb. And I'll show you how to do that real quick. Okay, so we're turning over to 17.2 here. And I'm just going to zoom in on the first one, and I'm going to let you do the other ones by yourself. So in each box, there are 3 adverbs. Pick one and write a sentence using it. Okay, I'm going to use loudly because this is very appropriate for my life right now. My children ran around the house yelling loudly. There's my sentence. Okay, you go ahead and do the other 2. You have well, badly, quietly, or rarely, never, always. All right, that's it for lesson 7. I'll see you soon.